من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Tonight we've been asked to talk about a topic which is concerning most of the human lives, and it is a topic that concerns every individual. The life dynamics. And the spirituality itself develops through what we know as a soul or a ruh or spirit. One of the proofs, there is a book by one of the contemporary writers in Qom, a teacher well known as Hassanzadeh Amali, Ayatollah Hassanzadeh Amali, and he has a book called Lectures on the Proof of Existence of the Spirit. These lectures were delivered over a few years, and he has more than 200 proofs on the existence of a spirit. I would just like to mention one or two. Avicenna or Ibn Sina, the Muslim philosopher from the 5th Hijra century, in the 5th century of the Islamic calendar, just over 900 years back. So probably 10 something or 1100s.
10th century, yes.
And I think he has also developed on the spirituality or the existence of a spirit or ruh. And he says that one of the proofs on the existence of a spirit is, in your daily life you many times notice that things have previously happened. You seem to think that something has happened. This may have happened before. He says that these things happen in your dreams, and when your soul and spirit is wandering around, and they experience those things from before. And that is in itself a proof of the existence of a spirit. You experience things beforehand. God in Quran also says that one of the signs on the existence of God is your sleep. You sleep and you wake up. In fact, your soul had left this body in some way and comes back to this body, and you wake up. And God says, it is one of the signs that I exist. It was half death. Your perception was not working as it would be, but you still continue to think or dream, and when you wake up you remember many of those things. My topic concerning self, I would be touching on another proof that was given. You know, when we use the term, according to this writer, contemporary philosopher, he says, when you say I, when you refer to I, myself, me, these terms, who are you referring to? What do you refer to? Is it your hand that you refer to? But no, this hand belongs to I, my hand. It also belongs to that same being or same existence that you refer to when you talk about I. Is it my eyes? No, again, these are my eyes. These eyes also belong to, the eyes also belong to that I. Is it my whole body? My body. No, but it is again, the whole body belongs to that being that you refer to as I. So that I or me or myself is something other than my body. That self contains your emotions and your memory. Even according to Islam, after one's death, they remember everything, because memory is not contained in this brain. It is the emotions and memory and everything is with the spirit, with the soul, with the ruh, and your feelings about individuals. Development is so important because this body lives for 60, 70, 80 years, 100 years, and then it parts. But that soul is to live. Death is not an end, it is the beginning of a new life. And therefore, that soul continues to travel. And all the things that happen to us in this life, they reflect onto the spiritual life. The spiritual life is more important. If a person was not eating or drinking for a day or two, they would start feeling weak. However, if the spirit and the soul was not given food, because we do not feel and we cannot touch that spirit and have it in the 5 senses, therefore we will not realize how big the soul and the spirit has become. So the spiritual development is very important because we do not have direct contact with it, in the sense that we do not experience our spirituality, and we think that we were made for this dunya, for this world, and not for the hereafter. There is no hereafter. We were only made to experience food and material, but not spirituality. Material is only one aspect of this life. Food and drink, shelter, your dress, all of these are connected to your body. They are not connected to your spirit. Let me just give you one dimension of something that was said by one of the Muslim leaders in the 14th centuries back, by Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam. He had said, when a companion of his called Kumail went with him to the cemetery, he said, Ya Ali, can I come with you to experience what you will be experiencing? He said, I'm going to the cemetery. Would you like to come? He said, yes. He spoke to the people. He said, Ayyuhan nas, or people of the cemetery, or the ones who have left this world.
Yeah.
As far as, I'll not read the Arabic, I'm very much used to addressing a Muslim gathering, and usually I always use the Quranic verses in Arabic and then translate them. And I'm also used to referring to the traditions of the Holy Prophet and his successors in Arabic and then translate them. So if I do that, please forgive me for that. He says, as far as your houses are concerned, then others have come to live in them. As far as your spouses are concerned, then others have married them. As far as your wealth is concerned, people have divided it between themselves, your own brothers and sisters. Had you seen it in this life, how they were dividing your things, you would have been very hurt. And then he goes on in detail, and he says, this is the news about this world. Now tell me what has happened with you in the hereafter. And he says to Kumal, his companion, he says, do you hear anything? He says, I do not hear anything. Are they speaking? He says, yes. The spirits speak, and they communicate better than the ones that are living do. But because of our sins, we have veils in front of our eyes and ears that we cannot see and hear them. What do they say, O Master? He says, they are saying, we don't care about what happens in the world. As far as our hereafter is concerned, then the grave is a house of darkness. It's a house of insects, and then he describes this. He says, the animal or the insect that we killed, if it's set on our body, eats us and we do not have the power. He says, why are you hurt? You do not live in this body now. He says, because in a house where you lived, once you leave that house, when other people occupy it and change it or modify it or destroy it, you feel hurt. I used to live in that house. I lived in that house for 10 years, 15 years. Now that you do not live there, you feel that the change that has come may not be just like that.